Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do my first review. This is a review of the classic Mulberry Bayswater. I bought this bag off of Tradesy, had it authenticated. I got a really great deal on it and I really love it. I think it's a classic, wonderful bag. It's a great work tote. And this one was professionally dyed, so it's a wine color. It used to be brown. You'll be able to see some remnants of the brown color when I do the full review. So Mulberry is a company from England, and not a lot of people in the US know about it as much as they know about something like Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Chanel, something like that. But it is a really wonderful brand. I think that you see a lot more of these in Europe and in the UK, but they're just as great here too. There is a store in New York City in Soho, which is where I saw this bag in person and decided I definitely wanted it and was on the hunt. And I was very happy to find this one in this color. So first thing is the nice gold hardware. It does get scratched up, but it doesn't really make any difference to me. I really like it. And you can undo the turn lock that way. I like the classic kind of piping and the double handles. And this is a little bit Birkin inspired, I guess, but I think it's really well done and it's really nice. You could probably do this the same way. I know a lot of people with Birkins, right, tuck it inside. You can do that with this one. I could undo the belting around the side and do that if I wanted to have access to it all the time. But for me, I like to have it covered. I like a covered bag in Syracuse because of the winter. There's a ton of snow all the time. But also, I just feel like it's a little safer, it's a little easier, it's a little classier to have something that's covered. So I always try to find a covered work tote. So you can see, ooh, got the stuffing inside. You can see inside, it's nice and big and open. This one's got some stains. It is pre-loved. Staining doesn't really bother me. Pre-love on the inside, I know that it will get stained as I use it. So if I can get a really great deal because somebody else already enjoyed it, that's totally fine with me. It is like a suede-like material on the inside. And you can see where you can adjust the buckles right here. It says Mulberry. And then this is the Mulberry classic symbol. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. Inside there's another pouch and a nice zipper compartment so you can keep things in that, as well as these little pouches here, which I use to throw in my phone and my little key case, that sort of thing. It also says in here, in case you're looking to make sure you get one that's authentic, it says made in England right over here. So that's the interior. It's really nice. This comes up so you can, store things behind it if you really needed to or wanted to. This feels like you can go down in there, but you can't. So you can see that this makes sense to have been the color in the brown, and you can see there's a little bit of dye that got on there. The only other place I've really noticed a little bit of dye is on the bottom. You may or may not be able to see, but on the hardware, there's a tiny bit of dye. Again, it really doesn't bother me. It's the bottom of the bag. And I do really appreciate that it has the protective hardware. That way I put it down a lot, and so I can make sure it feels like it's staying safe and not getting as scratched up or getting as much dirt and everything on it. Here's the back of the bag. Nice and plain, comfortable. It's a great size. I don't know if you can see it on my arm. It tucks under my arm nicely. So it's a nice size to use that way as well. I really like the handles. They're stiff. They don't feel like they're going to tear off no matter how much I stuff in this. They're really high quality. A lot of bags, when the handles fall down, they start to crack. This one is in really good shape in terms of that. That's not happening at all. So I'm a really big fan. It holds a ton of stuff, and I really love it. I also really do like the wine color, so it's not a typical color, but I really appreciate it. I think it's a really fun color. It looks great with black, which I wear all the time. It also works with brown, but I generally use it as a pop of color, so I do like it a lot for that. And I feel like it's a bag this school year. I sometimes teach in the summer, but most of the time I'm teaching fall to spring, and I feel like it works really well for all of that. I do have some bags, like the Ferragamo Suki, I'll do a review on that later, that's a peach color. That's really more of an early fall and late spring kind of bag, but the majority of the time is winter in Syracuse, so this color works really nicely for that. So I definitely highly recommend it. I was looking for the perfect work tote for a long time, and I did want to buy this in black. If you follow my blog, you know that the first one I got was in black, and then I found out it was fake, so I was really upset about it. You can read that whole journey. I'll link the blog down below. But so I was really upset about it, and I continued to look for black, and they were just too expensive for me. The price point for these is actually pretty good. I think it's around $1,500, which is pretty good in terms of a really high quality leather luxury bag, but I wasn't interested in paying anywhere near that, and it was difficult to find a bag. Most of the black ones were going for about half price, even some of the older ones. Mulberry also did a revamp of this bag. There's a new Bayswater. It's a little bit of a stiffer material, which I also appreciated. It's a little more towards a crosshatched leather. But I still really like the classic and the classic shape, and obviously that's a lot easier to find on the resale market. So when this one came up, it was still a little more than I wanted to spend, but I really liked the wine color, and I really wanted it at that moment. So I decided I'd been looking for long enough. I was going to get this, and I figure it would last longer. I'm likely to always want a great black work tote, and since that's the bag I'll use most often, I probably will want a new one sooner than I will want something like this, where I won't use it as often, so it'll last a really long time. I really like the color again, so I'm happy with my choice. I think it was a really good one, but if you wanted it as your everyday work tote, I would suggest getting it in black. It would hold up even better, and of course, that would be really classic and really beautiful, and it would be an excellent work tote for that. It can hold a laptop. It easily holds folders. I have plenty of room inside for everything that I need, so really happy with it. I think it's a really wonderful bag. I really like the color of the hardware. It's more like a bronze than a gold, so it's a little more antique and classic in that way. Not that gold isn't classic. Gold is always beautiful and classic, but I do really like this, especially with this color. So yeah, here it is. And it also should be noted that if I put it down, it only sort of a little bit collapses. When there's anything in it, it doesn't really collapse at all. So it's not like a bag that, even though this is not the crosshatched, it is the pebble, it's a little more soft and supple. It's not falling over when you put it down, which is really excellent. I really appreciate that in a bag. So it doesn't need any kind of liner inside of it or anything to help it keep its shape. It does so on its own. I hope you liked the video. Let me know if you liked the review. If you have any other questions, I'm happy to cover the bag and talk about its wear and tear later on down the line when I've used it even more. And I'm going to do some more reviews on other bags in the future. So subscribe, let me know what you want to see. Give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks!